Union. This award goes to those who exemplify the principles of trade unionism during their career. The recipient of this year's award demonstrated these qualities throughout his career, whether on the workroom floor, serving as a local officer, and ultimately as a national officer in Washington, D.C. His dedication and commitment to the MBS craft, as well as his judgment in choosing his successor, has helped the MBS craft prosper during very, very difficult times. From a personal perspective, I believe the accessibility he displayed during his tenure as a national officer helped me develop into a better union official. I'd like to introduce Bill Weaver.
Good evening, everybody. I've known Bob. I've known the recipient of this year's award since I first became the MBS director of Boston in 2001. His accomplishments are too numerous to list in this short amount of time we have tonight. So let me just tell you what Bob's done for us since he's retired. Over the last 6 months, he's come up to Boston numerous times to help with the major subcontracting case that was scheduled for arbitration. Due to his participation, I was able to negotiate a pre-arbitration settlement that provided $475,000 paid out to 35 BMF employees. We were able to negotiate and create 7 new BMF positions. We secured an air conditioning machine to service our trucks and bring work back in-house. And we were able to reestablish a 12-1 BMF tour. So we couldn't have done that without Bob's help. His actions exemplify the criteria of the Moe Biller Award, and I'd like to congratulate him.
Bob Pritchard.
Well, it's been a while since I've been to the mic anyplace, so it's like old home. And I appreciate it, and I'm very honored by the award. And I can't begin to say like how enjoyable it's been working with the people in New England, especially Boston, the local. We've been through a lot. You know, I don't know where quite to start, but I got to say a couple of things. One thing, now I'm from outside of Philadelphia. So it's been a disastrous year for our sports team. But I got to say this. I may not be a Red Sox fan, but my second favorite team is who's ever playing the Yankees. I'm rooting for it. So, but I would like to address a couple of issues because I've had a lot. People always ask me, how did you do? How's retirement and this and that? So I got to say this. I no longer take blood pressure medication. My cholesterol medication is 1/4 of what it used to be. I'm no longer pre-diabetic. I'm the cook in the house, and I used to prepare it, and I'd be like a Benny Hinn chef, and I'd just be beating stuff because I'm thinking of the people I had to work with in D.C. All that tension's gone away. My wife says I'm a completely different person, but it is amazing. I've hunted this year, and I fished this year, and I never had time to do those things. And there's a couple of things that I would like to say on a more broad nature, because you've heard your people talk, and I want you to realize that the sacrifice that your national officers make for you. I didn't live with my family for 8 years because we were unhappy with the schools in Maryland, so they came back to New Jersey. Now, when I retired, the one who had the biggest adjustment problem was my wife, not me, you know, but she had been queen of the house, did whatever she wanted. It was a little tough adjustment, but they do make a sacrifice for you. Jim McCarthy always used to laugh when people say, well, you guys make too much money and blah, blah, blah. And you say, well, I would make this much money or more if I work these hours on the workroom floor. You see your national officers here, it's their weekend, they're away from their families and their sacrifice. And they talked a lot about defending your rights and, you know, promoting better working conditions for you. What they don't talk about, because it's a little bit of a touchy subject, but it's true. The post office is the only organization I know that seems to want to self-destruct. You almost, at a national level, have to get in there and slap them around and say, listen, this just doesn't make sense. And you've all seen it. Why do you have lines out the doors? Why does it take, you know, the mail service? Everybody else is speeding up their delivery service. Why is the post office slowing down? It's like they hate you. They hate their own employees. They want to be a giant subcontractor. And it's ridiculous. They created UPS. They've done all sorts of things like that. And you know yourselves. Why did they build this huge infrastructure of plants? To contract all the sorting to Pitney Bowes and all those other pre-sort houses. It just doesn't make economic sense. So your national officers, while they have to protect your rights, they have to protect the Postal Service. And as much as you hate these people and you don't trust them, they have to deal with them every day. They're not going away. And at motor vehicle conferences, I always tell people, so my motor vehicle people have heard this, working for the union for the post office and postal employees, it's like being married to the emperor in ancient China. When he dies, they bury the wives with him. If the post office dies, it buries us in the APWU. We can't let that happen. We have to strive to have a relationship with these people. You've heard them all say you can't trust them. That if you look at the last contract, they took everything that they got and they then reneged on virtually everything, and that's why it's been arbitrated. But it's been like that since I came in '95. You make deals with these people and they just ignore it. It's like, I tell people, why my blood pressure is down is I don't wake up in the morning anymore wondering what document, what agreement I've got signed by both parties that they're going to say, oh, we don't recognize that. And I go, well, it has like the head of labor relations, Tony Vigilanti, you know, signature on it. What do you mean you don't recognize it? Nah, we don't. You wonder what agreement you've made with them that they'll even sit across the table and say, oh yeah, we're wrong. Are you going to correct it? Well, we really can't. You got to go to the area vice president and do that. It's the only organization where headquarters doesn't have any effect out in the field. None, but they don't run the show. You know that, and it's disgusting because they can make this job and this organization viable and go on into the future forever and ever, and your children and your grandchildren could have good working class jobs that made a living wage, and they seem bound and determined not to do that, and it's a shame. But I just want to say that your national officers spend many hours beyond what you realize, make many sacrifices, and you should give all your national officers, not only the ones that are here, but the ones that aren't, because I guess, you know, you can figure out they're someplace else this weekend. So give them all a big round of applause if you would. And I spent a lot of time in the deer stand this fall, and you can be surprised how you can cure the ills of the world. But I just want to, something has come to my mind that it's sort of become a cause for me, and I like to promote it. What is wrong with American democracy today? One of the things that it's obvious is the amount of money involved is obscene. Now, I was watching the news. They say they expect Hillary Clinton to raise $2.5 billion to run for president. Think how many schools you could fix. Think how many roads and bridges you could fix with that money. And the thing is, I mean, now that Hobby Lobby goes to church and they have all the same rights as other Americans, it's ludicrous the amount of money. So I would like to put this, whisper in your ear, Now, one of the most effective things we can do to save democracy for American people of all stripes, all classes, all colors, all ethnicity, is to have publicly financed elections. Take the damn money out of it. It's the only way that you're ever going to see the parade of lobbyists with pockets that bulge with cash and going up the stairs of the Senate and the House. We need our democracy back. And right now, unfortunately, in my opinion, we have the best democracy money can buy. So think about it. You know, it's something to work for. We need to do something to take America back. The Republicans and the right-wing people, they say, oh, we're taking back America. You know, that's a bunch of bullshit. You know, I'm sorry, but it's not about that. It's about protecting the rich and making the rich richer. And that's what you've seen over the last 10 years. They've gone from making 150 times what a worker makes to about 600 times what a worker makes. It's obscene. You know, people work 20 hours a day, you know, to support their families, and they still can't make ends meet. We need decent jobs for all Americans, and there's got to be a way to do it. We need to take it back. And the other thing I would like to say, ask Ed Cruz for his birth certificate. He was born in Canada, and Mitt Romney was born in Mexico, and John McCain was born in Panama. You know, and Barack Obama was born in Hawaii, goddammit. Thank you all, I appreciate it.
Why is this so weird? Okay, hold on.
Yeah, that's it.